Hi everyone! So this is going to be the first of my book club videos. I was sat up really late last night to come up with a really clever name for them, and I thought just keep it simple and just go with book club, because I mean what I want to do is find a good book, read it, talk to you about it, and hopefully connect with some of the people who have read this book as well, so we could all like connect and read the same book and then talk about it as well. I just think that would be like a really fun thing for us all to do. So the first book in our book club is Fracture by Miranda. The reason I read this book is because of a video, I saw like shining in your face, sorry, because of a video Elle Fowler did. I saw a video where she mentioned this book and she read the blurb, and the blurb just like sold it to me, and I was like, it sounded amazing. And I think she must have had the hardback, because the paperback, the blurb is different and the blurb isn't as good. I would look to see, oh here it is. It's like a section in the book is the blurb. So this is the bit that sold the book to me, and I'll read it really quickly to you. A lot can happen in 11 minutes. Decca can run 2 miles easily in 11 minutes. I once wrote an English essay in 10, no lie. And God knows Carson Levine can talk a girl out of her clothes in half that time. 11 minutes might as well be eternity underwater. According to the lessons from health class, it only takes 3 minutes without air for loss of consciousness. Permanent brain damage begins at 4 minutes. And then, when the oxygen runs out, full cardiac arrest occurs. Death is possible at 5 minutes, probable at 7, definite at 10. Decca pulled me out at 11. And that just sold the book to me. This is going to be quite a spoiler review, so I recommend stopping the video here, go and buy the book, and then read the book, and then play it again from here, because then we can share this. I'm not going to spoil the book for you. The main characters are a girl called Delaney, a boy called Decca, who is her best friend, Troy, and he is the boy in the book who is the same as Delaney. Then you have Tara Spano. She is just some sort of, it's quite a girly book because there's like this love interest thing going on. Like Decca and Delaney are madly in love with each other, but they never tell each other, and then Decca goes and kisses this girl called Tara. So that's where she comes into it. A boy called Carson, who they refer to at a time earlier than the book. Carson and Delaney kissed. And Jana, who is Carson's sister. I've got I've written a few notes about the book just to tell you the rough outline of it, so you can we can reflect on it and see what we think to it. So the first thing is the book starts with Delaney in a coma. She's in a coma because her and Decca were crossing the lake together to go and play manhunt. The neckline on my top keeps going all funny. I don't like it when it's like this. I like it when it's more scoopy. Not that that's really related at all. And then Decca carried on to land and Delaney fell in. And they did say they pulled her out after 11 minutes of being under water, under the ice in the really freezing cold water. And then she's in hospital. She's in there for a while. Everyone comes and visits her. And then one night there is someone who comes in when it's all dark and says to her, "Do you suffer?" And someone says something like, "Oh, it won't be long now." And then they cut her wrist. It describes it as from above her elbow, so I imagined it to be like here, like a slit up her wrist with a razor, to like try and kill her, we think. She is brain damaged. They do a hospital scan on her brain and it shows that she's brain damaged. And then she's in a library with Jana, and they meet a boy called Troy, and he pretends to be a medical student and says he read about her, Delaney, in a newspaper. But Jana mentions to Delaney later on that there was actually never a newspaper article, so he must know about her from somewhere else. So he seems quite creepy from the off. And then Delaney feels this itch inside her brain and like this pull towards death. This is really frustrating, this light. I'm so sorry. And then she feels a pull towards like death. And her brain itches. when she feels like when someone around her is really ill or dying. And then when she comes home from the hospital, she goes to a house where there is some old lady who is like really, really ill, like nearly dying. And then when she's in the garden, she sees a shadow, which does turn out to be Troy. And then her and Troy realise that they're the same. They can both feel. This lighting is just not good. Okay, is this really annoying? I'm going to shuffle to the side, see if that... I'll move you this way. Is that any better? A little bit. But my top's gone horrid. There we are. I'm sorry, you're just going to have to ignore that light. So, I forgot completely which bit I was talking about. Yeah, they're both the same. They can both feel people are dying. What have I written next? Delaney, yeah, feels Delaney feels his pull when she's out with Jenna and Carson. And it turns out, and then like, that means one of them is dying. It turns out to be Carson, and he dies of a seizure. That was a massive spoiler. And then right towards the end of the book, it says that Troy, it like turns out that he believes his purpose in life is to die. This is adjusted badly, I'm so sorry. Yeah, he feels his purpose in life is to die, and then he feels he should take Delaney with him. So he takes Delaney to the ice where she first fell in, and walks her right to the point where she fell, so the ice isn't as strong as the rest of the ice. And Troy falls through the ice, and she sees Decca turns up, and she runs across the ice to Decca. It's quite romantic. And then she falls right at the end, but she does get out and she's fine. And then those two live happily ever after. Troy dies. They live happily ever after, Decca and Delaney. I just think it was a really, really good read. I read it in, I mean, it's quite a skinny little thing. I did read it in 2 days, like 2 night times, and then 1 morning when I was waiting for Shane to come round. I finished reading it. But I really, really love this book. I was actually slowing down on the last chapters, I didn't want it to end. But it was an amazing read. I've never heard of Miranda before. So if you have read this book and then gone on to read other books by Miranda, I would love it if you could leave them in the comments below, because like I said, I've never heard of it and I enjoyed this book so much. I imagine that her other books would be good as well. I think I might do a rating for these books, and this one is pretty high up, to be honest. There wasn't much I didn't like about it. It was just a really good read. It's one of the best books I've read. The best book I've ever read is Cell by Stephen King, and I actually lent it to one of my friends who went to boarding school and lived really far away, and I never got it back. I didn't expect to get it back, but I might actually buy that and reread it. I brought us another Stephen King book, Full Dark No Stars, I think. Yeah, Full Dark No Stars I brought, and I haven't read that yet, and I lent it to him because I was obviously reading this one, so I can't read two at once. So when he's finished that, I might get that back and read it, and then do a review on that. But I think, this book was really good, but I didn't want to go too high straight away. I give this book, Fracture, by Miranda, 4 stars. 4 out of 5, this book. It was a really, really good book. It was a really light read though, and I do prefer books with a little bit more of a twist at the end of. This one was, I must admit, it was quite predictable. I didn't tell you the twist, because there is one twist in it. Turns out at the end, Troy is the one who's dying. Like the whole time, through the whole book, Troy's been the one who's dying. But there wasn't, I prefer when there's more twists and, not that you can't follow it, but when something happens you're like, oh, I wasn't ready for that to happen. But this, it was all quite a steady pace, and it was oh, I expected that, expected that, expected that. So, really, really good book. I did enjoy it, but I do like books that are a little bit more sort of, not mysterious, but you imagine you get what I'm saying. So, 4 out of 5 stars for Fracture by Miranda. I hope you enjoyed this first ever book review, except for the really annoying sun. I'm so sorry. It's just like the clouds. I mean, outside you can see here, look, the sun is here but not up here. So if I went up, look how tanned I look, and down, pale, like half and half. But yeah, I'm so sorry about the sun. It is a bit distracting, but I like to film in natural light even if it is a pain in the behind. So I hope you enjoyed my first book review of our book club. Anyone can join my book club. You can join my book club. I hope you do join my book club, because I'm the only member, so it's lonely. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave me a comment below, a video response if you have any book reviews at all, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye everyone! Looks like I have a moustache. Who don't have a moustache? Look how orange my face looks. I swear this isn't my fault, it's the lighting. Look. See? All my skin is one colour because of the sun. It is matte. I have my hair up. I never ever have my hair up, because I thought it was boring being down all the time. So I put it up in a curly ponytail. Do you like it?